Hi crafty friends, it's Lori. So I used the long holiday weekend, I had 4 days off to do a ton of paper crafting, and oh my gosh, it felt so good to get back into the craft room. Um, I love all the challenges going on right now, and one of the cool ones that I found was Jessica's. Her channel name is Jessica Cards and Crafts, and I'm going to link that below. She's calling this the Fluttering to 500 Challenge. Her goal is to get to 500 subscribers. So I'm going to link her channel below. I encourage you, hop over, take a peek. She is quite the talented crafter, and I'm confident she's going to hit 500 and more in no time at all. But if you can help her, that would be great. So, fluttering to 500, obviously there's a butterfly theme to this, which I am all here for. I love, love, love butterflies. I love the look of them. I love the metaphorical concept of butterflies. I always have. But for this challenge, you needed to make a Memdex card or a wand. I chose a Memdex. 3 butterfly embellishments or embellishments that include butterflies in some way. It doesn't specifically have to be butterflies, though I was pretty literal. And then a small trinket box. And when she said small, she meant small. This just happened to be the smallest I have. And then a VR is appreciated. So I did go a little bit over simply because I was pulling out every butterfly die I've ever bought and was playing with them, and I just had extra, so I included everything. But let's get into what I made. So I'm going to start with, well, I made a little card. I always try and make a coordinating card, and I thought this is so appropriate with Brave Wings She Flies. Just a little, it's like a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 note card, and I'll put a little note in here but leave it blank so that she may use this if she'd like. To hold my Memdex and the embellishments, I opted to make this little mini embellishment book. And first time I've ever made one like this. I did watch a lot of different tutorials. 2 of them probably were a little more impactful, so I'm going to go ahead and link those up below because this may just be my new favorite thing. I love the idea of this. I like the way that you can contain everything without all that individual packaging, and it's just fun. It looks cool. So let's jump into this. So it's just a simple white base, and then I layered on. That gave it a little more stability, but also the color. Pulled out some pieces that I had previously made and not used, so that was nice, you know, kind of used up some of my own stash. Used vellum as well as some, it's almost like holographic kind of silver cardstock, and I think I already bent that. A little bit of glitter, so I wanted some sparkle. You see the gold thread here, stitched on almost everything. And then when we open it up, I used repositionable tape to stick these, and I don't think they're going to stick well. I had this super cute kite die that has this little bow, like, or butterfly pop out on it, so I just had to include that. Some really basic, unembellished butterflies, because my thoughts are, you know, she can pull these off and use them in a project. It will also leave her with a blank book if she wants to reuse this as a photo album or as an embellishment book to send out on her own. But here, let me get you a little closer. Kind of see the dimension that happened with this. I think this is a KS Craft kite die set. It is several like inside pieces, but the butterflies one I had never used before. And then again, I'm pretty sure this is a KS Craft. This is one, I think you make a shaker out of it. I simply layered it up 3 times and included vellum in the middle, so it's got that kind of like little fluttery feel to it. And then this, I think, is a Tim Holtz die. It came from Sizzix, so I'm pretty sure it's what it is. And I did the same thing. I used a pattern on the back, vellum in the middle, and a solid on the top. But then these get great dimension, and you can see how they flutter. It's fun. And then on this back page is my memory decks. So what I did is I took this large butterfly die that I had, made a shaker out of it, and then made a memory decks card from that. And let me get this out. So this piece is separate, but I'm able to kind of like sandwich it between the layers of the butterfly, so it's solid and it makes its own memory decks. So when I started this project, I was using kind of a slightly different palette and then switched over to this, but I think it still works, right? I hope so. So yeah, and then I have these fun little word strips. I'm not sure where they're from. Let's see if I can grab it without jiggling the camera too much. These I think came from Ali maybe, or Temu. It's somebody sells these strips. And I love these. They have some really interesting sayings. So, trust your crazy ideas, be brave with your life, be authentic. You know, some predictable ones, but then there's some that aren't. And I'm not sure that I'd necessarily use them, but I like them. I love this like typewriter font. I like the smaller size because on projects like this, a big sentiment obviously could never work, but I love to incorporate words and topography into my projects. So yeah, and then this is just sort of like a belly band that slides under and will be held in place. And then I just use seam binding to tie it up. So that's that. And then for this, I had a round, one of these little rounds, pill boxes, probably from Dollar Tree. So what I did is I created a belly band, took a doily die, layered two. I made this flower. The paper I had watercolored and then die cut it out of that watercolored paper. And then I put these butterflies that look very lifelike, as if they're, again, fluttering by. And I used, you know, a little gold, a little silver, so it's got a little shimmer and sparkle. And then I don't have a ton of butterfly charms and stuff, but I did find a couple, so they're in here. The couple that I had. There's some brads, some fun, colorful brads, some charms. I tried to go with things that were a little more colorful. There's a lemonade, there's a little kitty in there. These I think are always handy, and I had bought a big pack, but I realized not everybody wants to. It's nice when you're making dangles to have these. If you don't like the color, you can also spray paint. A few tassels. These are the funnest beads ever. I love these, especially for dangles, and you know, lots of colors to choose from. Some mini clothespins. Again, a couple charms and the flower charms, and then, oh, there's another butterfly cabochon. And we're back at the beginning. Yeah, and then this belly band just slides over and it stays nice and snug. So this is my project for Jessica. You have until August 25th. So there is so much time to get in on this one. Again, gonna link it up, hop over. Nothing else, just subscribe so that you can see the projects as they come in. I absolutely love to watch the challenge packages being opened. That's how I get a lot of inspiration. I find a lot of new to me crafters that way. So again, I encourage you to hop over to her channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.